Jana Shodana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Thai Gaura Hari Bo Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Sri Nithai Gauranga ki jai, Sri Sri Srinivasa Govinda ki jai, Sri Lakshmi Narasimhadev Anantadev ki jai, Sri Krishna Balaram ki jai, Sri Radha Krishna Chandra ki jai, Nithai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayed Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naisthiki Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 11, The Childhood Pastimes of Krishna, Text 34. Tadha Yashoda Rohinyau Ekam Shakatamastite Rejatuhu Krishna Ramabhyam Tatkatha Shravanotsuke Tadha Yashoda Rohinyo Ekam Shakatamastite Rejatuhu Krishna Ramabhyam Shravanotsuke Tadha Yashoda Rohinya Ekam Shakatamastite Rejatuhu Krishna Ramabhyam Tatkatha Shravanotsuke Tadha Yashoda Rohinya Ekam Shakatamastite Rejatuhu Krishna Ramabhyam Tatkatha Shravanotsuke Tadha Yashoda Rohinya Ekam Shakatamastite Rejatuhu Krishna Ramabhyam Tatkatha Shravanotsuke. Word to word meanings. Tadha, as well as Yashoda Rohinyau, both Mother Yashoda and Mother Rohini, ekam shakatam, on one bullock cart, asthite, seated, rejatuhu, very beautiful, Krishna Ramabhyam, Krishna and Balarama, along with their mothers. Tatkatha, of the pastimes of Krishna and Balarama. Shravana Utsuke, being situated in hearing with great transcendental pleasure. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Thus, hearing about the pastimes of Krishna and Balarama with great pleasure, Mother Yashoda and Rohini Devi, so as not to be separated from Krishna and Balarama for even a moment, got up with them on one bullock cart. In this situation, they all looked very beautiful. Please repeat. Thus, hearing about the pastimes of Krishna and Balarama with great pleasure, Mother Yashoda and Rohini Devi, so as not to be separated from Krishna and Balarama for even a moment, got up with them on one bullock cart. In this situation, they all looked very beautiful. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. It appears that Mother Yashoda and Rohini could not be separated from Krishna and Balarama even for a moment. They used to pass their time either by taking care of Krishna and Balarama or by chanting about their pastimes. Thus, Mother Yashoda and Rohini looked very beautiful. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada. So where does this verse come? In what context? Going Gokul to Vrindavan. Why? Sightseeing, right? Right. So they were all going in these bullock carts. And this one bullock cart, Ekam Shakatam Astite, who are there on this bullock cart? Yashoda Rohinyau, Krishna Ramabhyam, along with Krishna and Balarama. And they looked very beautiful. Rejatuhu, Virajamanam, Bhrajamanam, Gokule Bhrajamanam. Virajamanam means very dazzling, illuminating, beautiful. They looked very beautiful along with Krishna and Balarama. And what they were doing? They were taking care of Krishna and Balarama. And Tat Katha Shravana Utsuke. They were situated in hearing. Hearing what? Shravana? Katha, Krishna Katha, Rama Katha. With great eagerness. Utsuke means with great enthusiasm, eagerness. So Prabhupada says here, it appears that Mother Yashoda and Rohini could not be separated from Krishna and Balarama even for a moment. So it's a great lesson for us to always choose to be with Krishna. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a devotee called Kholavecha Sridhar. His name was Sridhara, But his name was given, the Kolavecha was given because he was selling this bananas, kola. Kolavecha means he's selling. He would sell all these banana products, the bananas, the, what is that called? The donna, right? Made of banana bark. He was very poor. He had a old hut and it would leak, and somehow he would adjust there only. He would eat whatever he gets. And even in that, whatever he was getting, he was giving 50% of his earnings to serving Mother Ganga. He was very attached to Mother Ganga. And of course, he was a great devotee of the Lord. So, at that time, he was selling this banana bark, these donnas and bananas and all these things. So this Nimai Pandit would come. At that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not reveal yet as the Supreme Lord. He was still a young adolescent boy. So he would come every day and he would bargain crazily. Already he's a poor person, Kolavecha Sridhar. And Nimai Pandit would bargain like anything. Hey, you're selling it for too much profit. You're making too much profit. No, I'm not making any profit. No, you're making too much profit. You give me free. And then he would think, oh, this is Brahmana. If I give him give Brahmana something, it'll be good for me only. Okay, you take this, but don't disturb me further. And then again Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would come. Hey, you are acting as you are very poor. No, first he says, no, why do you worship Narayana? See, even though you're worshipping Narayana, the husband of Lakshmi Devi, goddess of fortune, see how poor you are. And see others, neighbors next to you, they're worshipping Chandi and how rich they become. And he says, my Lord, either you are a king or you are a small animal or a bird on the tree. Everybody is working hard for their sense gratification. What is the difference? There is no difference. Either you are poor or rich. In the material world, everyone is same. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu becomes very pleased with his attitude. You see how your clothes are also not proper. No, my clothes are proper. I am able to cover myself. See how there are all holes in the clothes. No, it's all looking good. So he's very happy, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is testing him. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells, actually you are hiding your wealth somewhere and you are acting only as a beggar. No, I'm not hiding anywhere. You can come to my home and see. So he would go home and he would tease again. He would, pick up things from his house and eat. So like that, every day he would come and tease and play with Kolavecha Sridhar. And one time after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed his original position as the Supreme Lord, he goes and sits on the throne of Lord Vishnu in Srivas Thakur's house. Usually, he would sit for a few minutes, but on that occasion, he sat for 21 hours. Sat Prahariya Leela, that is called in Chaitanya Charitamrita and Chaitanya Bhagavat. Sat Prahariya means 7 praharas. Prahara means 3 hours. So totally 21 hours he sat there and he was in ecstasy of Lord Vishnu. And they were worshipping him, bathing him with Ganges water and all of that. And offering all kinds of prasadam, and he was eating. And then he was giving benedictions to everyone. He would call all the devotees, one by one. And then he would say how he was involved in their lives. How he knows every single thing that is happening in their lives. And then he calls devotees, please go and call this Kolavecha Sridhar. And by that time, nobody knows who is this Sridhar. And he would live in, somewhere in the jungles. If you have gone to Mayapur, there is a Jagannath temple a little away from the main temple. Have you been there to Jagannath temple? So in that, surrounded by the forest, so somewhere in that he would live. So the devotees went and, hey, who is Kolavecha Sridhar here? And then they found him and they brought him. And then Kolavecha Sridhar sees this. Nimai Pandit is none other than the Supreme Lord himself. And then he falls and starts to offer his obeisances. And then the Lord reveals his six-armed form. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reveals his Shadbhuja avatar. What is the six arms? Bow and arrow. Krishna holding flute with both hands. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Kamandalu and chanting beads. Danda, right? Danda, I think. You can look later. I think it is Kamandalu and Danda. So like that he shows, and then he again shows his Krishna form. And then he is asking benedictions from everyone. So he is asking benediction from Kolavecha Sridhar. I'll give you all opulences. I'll give you Ashtasiddhis, all perfections. You can take whatever you want. He is in that Mahaprakash Bhava. Very benevolent mood. But then Kolavecha Sridhar, he says, my Lord, I don't want any of this. What I want is, let that Brahmana boy who always used to come, let him always fight with me, tease me. Let him be my eternal master. Let the lotus feet of that Brahmana boy who would come every day interact with me like that, be my object of meditation forever. So this is the boon he wanted. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu becomes very pleased, and in front of everyone he says, I am granting you love of Krishna, Krishna Prema. And then everyone becomes stunned and amazed, because that kind of boon is even rare for the greatest personalities like Brahma, Shiva, Indra. That kind of boon he got. So if you can open that song, there is one song. Nitai Guna Mani Amar. To KK songs you can open. So in that song, we'll read the translation of that song. So it is said, Brahmara Durlabha Prema, means even for Lord Brahma it is Durlabha, that kind of prema that Nitai was granting to everyone. Nitai Gunamani, yeah. Nitai Gunamani Amar, Nitai Gunamani, Aniya Premera Vanya, Bhasailo Avani. You can come down a little bit. Dina hina patita pa maranahi bache, Brahmara durlabha prema sabakare jache. So if you come down and read the translation, the first one. Nitai Gunamani Amar. My Nitan, Mora Nitai is a Mani, Gunamani is the jewel of all virtues. Nitai Gunamani Amar, Nitai Gunamani. Aniya Premera Vanya Bhasailo Avani. He has brought the flood of ecstatic love of God that has drowned the entire world. And go to the third one, I was referring to that. Lord Nityananda freely offered this exalted prema, which is difficult for Lord Brahma to attain. Brahmara Dullabha Prema. Even to the fallen and wretched souls who did not desire it. See? Even those who were most seeking for it, they are not able to get this Krishna Prema. But Nityananda Prabhu is offering everyone. Panchatattva is giving everyone the most treasured possession, which is Krishna Prema. So this is the magnanimity of Nitai Gauranga. So the point I was trying to convey was choosing Krishna, just like Mother Yashoda and Rohini always chose Krishna. So we should always choose Krishna, even though there may be other allurements. And then, here it is said, they used to pass their time either by taking care of Krishna and Balarama or by chanting about their pastimes. Thus, Mother Yashoda and Rohini looked very beautiful. So they would either take care of Krishna and Balarama. So we can also take care of Krishna and Balarama. How? Huh? Huh? Chanting. Oh, deities are there, no? You can take care of Krishna Balaram deities and serving their orders. So doing service for Krishna Balaram is taking care of them also. And taking care of the deities also. If you do worship very nicely, whether it is nice arati or offering or dressing or nice festivals, garlands, decoration, whatever. Again in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is one incident where Advaita Acharya calls Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for lunch. So this was in Shantipur. So right after Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyasa. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he wanted to go to Vrindavan. So in Katwa, he took sannyasa from Keshav Bharati. And then he wanted to go to Vrindavan. And Nityananda Prabhu tricked him. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was walking along the path of Ganga. And if you go one side, it will lead to Vrindavan. If you go on the other side, it will lead to Shantipur. So he was in ecstasy, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Nityananda Prabhu told this, there are some boys playing on the shore of Ganga. Hey, if Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes and says, what is the way to Vrindavan? Show this way. And so they followed that order. And so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kept on going. And finally, he thought he arrived in Vrindavan, where Advaita Acharya is waiting with a boat to take him to his home in Shantipur. And then he looked at Advaita Acharya and saying, oh, Advaita Acharya, you are here? What? You also came to Vrindavan? Very nice, very nice. And then Advaita Acharya started to smile. My Lord, wherever you are, that is Vrindavan. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood that Nityananda Prabhu tricked him. And anyway, he has come all the way, so he goes to the house of Advaita Acharya. So Advaita Acharya, he wants to feed the Lord like anything. So he prepares nice feast. So he calls them inside that room, both Chaitanya and Nityananda. And then in one place, central place, there is a big steel plate with a huge stack of rice with nice ghee and tulsi manjaris. So a huge stack of rice. And then pots of vegetables, leafy vegetables, all the, you know all the descriptions in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So all surrounding that plate. And then on the other side, there is a big banana leaf, again stacked with huge quantity pile of rice with cow ghee and tulsi manjaris and again pots of vegetables stacked around. And then on the other side also same banana leaf, rice and all that. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes inside. he is thinking all this is a offering to Krishna. He is offering to Krishna. And then he says, this is such a first class devotional service, this first class worship of the deity, first class offering to the deity. And you know what he says? It was mind blowing when I read that. And he says, anyone who serves Krishna like this, by offering Krishna this kind of nice prasadam, I will take their lotus feet and put on my head birth after birth. See how worshipping Krishna so nicely you please Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even there was another devotee, Raghav Pandit. It was Raghav Pandit, right? The coconuts he would bring from far distant place. He would send his servant, even though coconuts are available everywhere, especially in India, right? But he would not be satisfied. He would send them far distant place, in a special place where there are sweetest coconuts. He would bring them. He would offer it to the Lord. And if by mistake it is contaminated, the servant touches, the above the door and then touches the coconut, he thinks it's contaminated. He will dispose it. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, this is such a wonderful offering. And then Advaita Acharya says, my Lord, you please come and sit here. No. What are you saying? I am a sannyasi. You just give me a little bit of prasadam after Krishna eats. I cannot eat all this. No, my Lord, you can eat. Whatever you eat, you leave remnants. You just eat whatever you want. Other things we will eat. No. Sannyasi cannot leave remnants. You are making me enjoy sense gratification. No, my Lord, we know what kind of food you eat. In Jagannath Puri, you eat 54 times a day. Each time much more quantity than what is being offered. This is just paltry thing that I am offering. So somehow he convinces. And then he goes and sits very reluctantly, starts to honor. And Nityananda, he turns to Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu says, Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Acharya, they have very, very jovial and very light-hearted relation. And Nityananda Prabhu tells him, I've come here all the way taking the Lord. For 3 days we traveled. I've been fasting for 3 days. And this won't even fit half my belly. What have you given? So to tease Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya says, my Lord, I am just a poor Brahmana. And you are a traveling mendicant. And I heard that the only thing you do is give trouble to Brahmanas. So be satisfied with whatever I am giving. You are a reject Paramahamsa. I mean, whatever Advaita Acharya says, you read actually that conversation, it's actually glorification of Nityananda Prabhu. Because he is a completely, he's not bound by any social norms. He is a avadhuta. So he is completely beyond, he is transcendental. So he is actually praising by, even though he is saying like that. So you are a reject Paramahamsa, so be satisfied with whatever I am giving and don't strew this rice here and there. But Nityananda Prabhu starts to eat and he starts to throw rice. And then somehow it comes and touches Advaita Acharya's feet. And then he goes into ecstasy and dances like anything with that touch by that rice. So you see how the standard of offering of the devotees, the standard of their hearing, the standard of their chanting, standard of their service, Sankirtana. So taking care of Krishna and Balaram, we can also do nicely. Just like Mother Yashoda and Rohini had that opportunity, we have no less. By mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we have been given that opportunity in various aspects, in various services. It need not be deity worship also. And then, importantly, they looked very beautiful. taking care of Krishna, Balaram, or by chanting their pastimes. Thus, Mother Yashoda and Rohini looked very beautiful. So, Prabhupada gives an analogy. Something turning to something else by touch of Krishna consciousness. Anyone remembers? Very good. Iron rod, when it is constantly in touch with fire, it becomes just like fire. So when we are constantly in touch with Krishna, we also become beautiful like Krishna. Of course, we cannot become beautiful as Krishna, but what does Bhagavad Gita say? 10th chapter, last verse. Whatever beauty that we see in this world, splendor we see, comes from, what is that shloka? Yad yad vibhuti mat sattvam Srimad urjitam evava tat tad evava gachatvam mama tejom shasambhavam. Even Brahma Samhita there is a shloka. Bhaswan yadhasma sakaleshu nijeshu teja swiyam kiyat prakatayatyapi tadvadatra brahmaya esha jagadanda vidhana karta govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. It's very interesting meaning. Anyone knows the meaning of this shloka? Bhaswan yadhasma sakaleshu. Right, we'll see. Asma sakaleshu means, like, asma means what? Stones. In Bhagavad Gita also that word is there. Lostrasma kanchanaha. He will look either the stone or gold to be the same. Kanchana or asma to be the same. So, asma sakaleshu, all these stones, which are like the jewels, basically, the diamonds. What is contained in the diamond? It is nothing but the sunlight. So similarly, so go to the 23rd translation. I adore the primeval Lord Govinda, from whom the separated subjective portion Brahma receives his power for the regulation of the mundane world, just as the sun manifests some portion of his own light in all the effulgent gems that bear the names of Suryakanta, etc. So that is that Suryakanta or whatever Kohinoor or whatever it is, that jewels, the diamonds, they reflect the sunlight because the portion of the sun is being manifested in that. Similarly, Krishna manifests some portion of his opulence in Brahma and gives him that power for the regulation of the mundane world. So regarding the beauty of Krishna, again in Chaitanya Charitamrita, you see, I'm going to read something, how powerful this analogy, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is describing the beauty of Krishna. Just imagine when I'm reading this. Krishna's appearance is like a newly formed cloud. Okay? Imagine, newly formed cloud. Where his yellow dress is like sun. Lightning. His yellow dress is like lightning. And his peacock and Vaijayanti garland made of different flowers appeared like rainbow. Who said that? Okay. Sarvaguna. So his Vaijayanti garland and his peacock feather, they appeared of different, Vaijayanti garland made of different flowers appeared like rainbows. And his necklace made of pearls, this is a very interesting analogy. Water drops, you will see water drops. So now there is a rain cloud, there is lightning, and then there is what? Rainbow. And now this pearls necklace is appearing like, huh? Yes, like a row of ducks flying under the clouds. And the eyes of the gopis, so the gopis are like, we are also looking into that vision now. The gopis are always looking into that vision. And it is also compared. The eyes of the gopis are like, there are birds. Gopi lochana chataka ambudamani saundarya mudramani. Gopi's eyes are like the chataka birds who are always looking towards the sky, the clouds. And dying of thirst. The gopis are like the chataka birds dying of thirst, waiting for Krishna due to not seeing him. And now, there is more. The luster of Krishna's body is as beautiful as, and now there is some other element being introduced on the sky. Something similar to that, but opposite. Moon. So the luster of Krishna's body is as beautiful as a spotless full moon. And the vibration of his flute sounds exactly like the thunderbolt, but it says sweet thunderbolt. Flute sounds exactly like the sweet thunderbolt, which is the sweet thundering of a newly formed cloud. And when the peacocks in Vrindavan hear that vibration, they begin to dance. The cloud of Krishna's pastime, so this is a cloud, is drenching the 14 worlds with a shower of nectar. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is describing. And now he says, unfortunately, when that cloud appeared, a whirlwind arose and blew it away from me. Now, being unable to see that cloud, the Chataka bird of my eyes has almost died from thirst. So this is during the last stages of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela. He is intensely in love with Krishna. He is always seeing Krishna wherever he would see. He would see the new cloud, he would see Krishna, he would describe like this. So, that is the beauty of Krishna. And anything that we see in this world beautiful comes from Krishna. But anything beautiful we see in the world comes from Krishna. Anything beautiful we see does not necessarily take to Krishna. Isn't it? Everything beautiful we see comes from Krishna. Everything beautiful we see does not necessarily take to Krishna. Example? Maya. The beauty of Maya is a reflection of Krishna's beauty. But it doesn't take to Krishna. Why you can say, oh, it is all coming from Krishna, why it should not take to Krishna? It's all Krishna's energy, no? Why? Why it doesn't take to Krishna? It's connected to Krishna. It's coming from Krishna. So we say the sunlight is connected to sun. If I go to the sunlight, I am touching the sun. The problem is, it makes you turn away from the sun. So therefore you are looking into the darkness. Shadow. So Maya is on this side, sun is here. You are looking to Maya, which is nothing but the attraction of Krishna, which makes the sun behind you. So you are in the shadow. So you have to turn towards Krishna. Real Krishna's beauty is there. So the sense attraction, the sense gratification, the illusory attraction of this world is like, it's also Krishna's creation. But it is meant for those who want to remain in this darkness. But if we want to leave it and go back to Krishna, we have to find the real, not the reflection, not the illusion, the real substance. Krishna, His holy name, His katha, His devotional service, His devotees, and all these things. So any other questions or comments? ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, विश्वगुरु श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल।